My name is Linda, I'm 32 years old, and this story. Well, it still gives me chills when I think about it, because the day I got that text message. Don't react. They're recording you. Was the day everything I thought I knew about my marriage, my family, and the people I trusted most, completely shattered. It was supposed to be a normal Sunday lunch with my in-laws. Nothing fancy. Just the usual, my husband's mother, Margaret, trying to prove she's queen of the family, his father, pretending to be neutral, and his sister, Brittany, who has never hidden how little she thinks of me. I'd been married to Ethan for 5 years. And in those 5 years, I learned that the hardest part of our marriage wasn't him, it was them. His family. Always watching. Always judging. But that day, they weren't just judging. They were setting me up. We were at Margaret's house. The smell of roast beef filled the air, classical music was playing faintly from her antique radio, and the table was set like a royal dinner, polished silverware, expensive china, crystal glasses that shimmered under the chandelier. I remember sitting there, across from Margaret, with Ethan beside me. She gave me that tight, polite smile she always wore around me, the kind that said, "You'll never really belong here." She lifted her wine glass and said, "So, Linda, how's your little job going?" Little job, she meant the marketing consultancy business I'd built from scratch, something that now earned more than her son's entire salary. But of course, she'd never acknowledged that, before I could respond, my phone buzzed under the table. An unknown number. I opened it discreetly, expecting maybe a work update. But then I saw the message. Don't react. They're recording you. My heart froze. At first, I thought it was a prank. Then another message came through seconds later. They want you to lose your temper. Whatever happens next, don't give them what they want. I felt my pulse quicken. My eyes darted subtly around the table. Was this a joke? Who was watching me? Margaret leaned forward, smiling too sweetly. Linda, dear, I was telling the girls at church that you don't cook much, do you? Ethan says you prefer ordering in. The way she said it. Soft, casual, but poisoned, Brittany giggled. Oh, yeah, Ethan told me about that time you tried to make lasagna and set off the smoke alarm. They were baiting me. I could feel it.
And then, like a whisper in my mind, that text echoed again, don't react. They're recording you. I forced a laugh. Well, at least the alarm still works, I said, smiling back. I looked at Ethan, hoping he'd intervene, but he just sat there, silent, staring at his plate. Margaret continued, you know, dear, some women just aren't naturally domestic. But that's okay, some men don't mind doing the heavy lifting in a marriage. That one hit harder. I clenched my jaw, holding it in. Another text came through. They have a camera hidden behind the centerpiece. Small red dot by the vase. I looked up, casually, slowly, and sure enough, there it was. A faint, blinking red light hidden behind the bouquet of roses in the middle of the table. My stomach dropped. They really were recording me, but why, and who sent the text? As the lunch went on, their comments got nastier. Subtler, but nastier. Margaret mentioned how some wives just aren't made to raise children. Brittany laughed about how Ethan looked thinner than before marriage, probably starving. I smiled through all of it. Calm. Collected. Every second, that voice in my mind repeated. Don't react. Don't give them what they want. Then I caught something. When I reached for my glass, Margaret's eyes flicked to the vase, almost checking if it was still recording. I knew it then. This wasn't random. They were trying to provoke me on camera. After lunch, Ethan said he wanted to stay a bit longer to help his mom clean up. I excused myself early, pretending to have a work call. I walked to the car with my heart pounding, sat inside, locked the doors, and texted back the unknown number. Linda, who is this? How do you know they're recording? A few seconds passed before it replied. Check the cloud drive connected to Ethan's email. Folder name, marital evidence. My blood ran cold. I knew that folder. I'd seen it once, months ago, when we shared a tablet. Ethan said it was for work projects, but suddenly, I wasn't so sure. When I got home, I went straight to my laptop and opened the cloud drive. There it was, marital evidence. My fingers shook as I clicked it open. Inside were dozens of video files, all labeled with dates, some from our home, some from dinners, some from conversations we had in our kitchen. Had been recording me for months. I played one. There I was, in our living room, crying after an argument, while Ethan sat quietly across from me, phone propped up just right. Head said he wasn't recording. Head said Head deleted it. He lied, and then, in one video, I heard Margaret's voice, keep collecting evidence, Ethan. When she snaps, we'll have what we need. I remember feeling the room spin. Everything I knew about my life, my marriage, was a lie. They were planning to destroy me. But why? I didn't have to wait long for the answer. A few days later, Ethan came home late. He sat me down at the kitchen table, put on his calm, pitying tone, and said, "Linda, I think we should separate. Mom thinks you're emotionally unstable. I can't keep living like this." He slid a document across the table. Divorce papers. My throat tightened, and then I saw the words marital misconduct underlined. They were trying to prove I was abusive. I stared at him, shaking. "You set me up." He didn't deny it. He just looked down and whispered, "I'm sorry, Linda. But you're not the person I married." That night, when he went to sleep, I sat in the dark living room and thought about every dinner, every comment, every manipulation. And that text message, someone had warned me. Someone had saved me from falling into their trap. The next morning, I got another message from the same number. "They'll file soon. But you have proof now. Want help turning it around?" I typed one word back, "Yes." The next few weeks, I followed every instruction the anonymous texter gave me. They showed me how to copy his cloud drive without triggering alerts. They helped me trace the IP address that uploaded those videos. It led to Margaret's Wi-Fi. They even showed me how to retrieve deleted files from Ethan's old phone backup. What I found there was explosive recordings, not of me, but of them, conversations between Ethan and his mother, plotting to make me look insane. Margaret telling him to get her on camera screaming, and Brittany laughing that I'd look unfit for custody. Custody, that word made my blood run cold. They didn't just want to ruin my marriage, they wanted my daughter. Our daughter, Mia, was 4 years old. My whole world. I'd gone through 2 miscarriages before her, and now they wanted to take her away from me. No, not without a fight. I didn't explode. I didn't confront him, not yet. I played dumb. Pretended not to know. Smiled at Margaret's fake hugs, and in the background, I gathered everything: emails, recordings, metadata, cloud links, every lie, every manipulation, every file. And then I called a lawyer, not just any lawyer, the one who handled Margaret's real estate cases. I'd heard rumors she wasn't honest with her taxes. When I met him privately, I told him everything, showed him the recordings. His jaw dropped. He said, "Mrs. Sanders, this isn't just a divorce case. This is conspiracy and fraud." That was exactly what I wanted to hear. Over the next few weeks, I built my revenge like a chessboard. Piece by piece, silently. Every time Ethan looked at me, thinking he was winning, I smiled sweetly that he had no idea that I was one step ahead. The day he filed for divorce, I was ready. His lawyer handed over the documents, smug and confident. They expected me to beg, to break down. Instead, I handed them my folder, labeled counterclaim, evidence of manipulation and coercion. Their faces went pale. Because inside were not only the recordings they'd made, but also their private conversations, every plot, every whispered plan. The judge's reaction was priceless. He ordered an immediate forensic review of Ethan's cloud accounts. Within 2 days, they found everything: the hidden cameras in Margaret's dining room, the staged fights, the emails where they discussed making Linda look unstable, and the best part, the court granted me full custody of Mia. Ethan tried to backpedal, but it was too late. His family's manipulations became public record, but I wasn't done yet, because revenge, to me, wasn't just about winning in court. It was about letting them feel what I felt: helpless, exposed, small. So, I decided to give them a taste of their own medicine. Remember that little vase camera? I took the footage from it and spliced it with their own audio, the parts where they admitted what they were doing. Then, I sent it anonymously to Margaret's church group chat. Within hours, the gossip exploded. Margaret, the virtuous family matriarch, was suddenly the subject of scandal. Her friends stopped inviting her to charity luncheons. Brittany's husband, who had no idea what she'd been part of, moved out, and Ethan, he lost his job. Turns out, Recording someone without consent, especially your spouse, is a career killer in corporate law. I didn't even have to touch a thing. They destroyed themselves. All I did was hand them the mirror. Months later, I got another text from the same number. Looks like they learned their lesson. You did good, I replied. Who are you? Let's just say someone who's seen their tricks before, then nothing. No more texts, the number disappeared. Sometimes I wonder who it was, maybe a family friend. Maybe one of Margaret's old victims. Or maybe just karma in digital form. Today, it's been a year since it all happened. Mia and I live in a small lakeside house now, peaceful. Quiet. Sometimes, when I sip my coffee in the morning and watch her play, I think about that lunch, the way they smiled while plotting to destroy me, the blinking red light behind the roses, the text that saved me, and I realized something. If I had reacted that day, if I had screamed or cried or thrown my drink like they wanted, I would have lost everything, but by staying calm, by waiting, by letting their own lies collapse on them, I won. Revenge doesn't always have to be loud. Sometimes, it's as quiet as a woman refusing to break day, as patient as a mother protecting her child, and as poetic as watching those who betrayed you crumble under the weight of their own deceit. So, if you ever find yourself surrounded by people smiling while sharpening knives behind your back, don't react, smile right back, and when the time is right, turn their recording into your victory film. Because that's what I did, and I do it again.